Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this first round of the ACRL Porsche 911 Summer Supercup. As we're here live at circuit the Barcelona-Catalunya. Let's have a quick look at the track conditions at the moment. So round one of this championship, and we'll have a 10-minute qualifying with a 30-minute first race and another 30-minute second race. The second race will have a reversed grid with a random number of reversed spots, so we don't know yet, so everyone can drive the best they can each of the races. Air temperature is about 29 degrees, 37 for track temperature. Track surface at the moment is slow, but of course is improving all the time when the cars are driving over the track. Wind speed is very low, 1 km an hour from the south, so a little bit of a headwind on the main straight, and that's about it for this race. First place at the moment, Kate. Of course, this is still a pre-practice session, so not for qualifying, but it gives us an impression of who will be quick during qualifying in the race. And Kate so far seems to be on it and drives another fastest time. This time it's 49.7, which is quite a respectable time, and it's sort of similar to the times we saw on the practice server on the qualifying for this race, pre-qualifying. Man behind him is Rens de Kock with 50.4. And Samuel close behind him at the moment, and Philippe Simard at 50.5. Rune Janssens 50.6 at the moment. Well, I won't name every one of the drivers, but you can see that it's all very close together. And the place 22, Sylvain Villet, it has 52.3, so that's only just about 2 seconds from the fastest time. So it's all very close, and anything can happen for this race, as Kate is struggling to get by a slower driver. But let's see who else is on a lap. Philippe seems to have just started his flying lap. And drives a little bit quicker in the first sector than Kate has done. Only by 0.03 of a second though. This car is quite a handful. Of course, the Porsche 911 GT3 Cup car. And well, the setup is quite limited, must be said. So every driver just has to, well, make the most of it. And you can set it up a little bit for one sector or the other, but in general it's pretty similar. And you have to use the skills to keep it on track in the first place. Because of course all the weight's in the back, and he drives a session best second sector so far. Still only just under 0.08 of a second faster than Kate, but what can he do? He drives into the last sector. Only the chicane and the last turn to go. Of course, you want to cut the chicane as much as possible without hitting the sausage curbs flat out through the last turn. When the grip's improving, you can do that, but on a slow track it's very hard to do, and it drives a 49.596, which is a very good time, almost 0.2 quicker than Kate, and also improving by, well, just over 1/10 in the last sector over Kate. So, very good lap there. And we have Rens on his out lap. Meanwhile, we see a lot of green times from different drivers. For example, one driver who is driving some green times is Pedro, if I can find his name. Where he is. Milim, there he is, in the red Porsche. So far improving in his first sector. And this turn 9, the very quick right-hander, is a very difficult turn. You don't want to hit the curbs on the inside, but you do want to use as much of the track as possible. And meanwhile you have to balance the car, get it in there, but don't overdo it, as the rear will like to step out very much. Okay, not able to improve at the moment, so Philippe at the moment, sorry, I might cough sometimes. Philippe at the moment the fastest driver on track still. And Pedro improves and drives a 4th quickest time. Again, you can see how close the times are getting. So the top 5 are now within a second, and then after that, well, if you look at the 150s, from 3rd place all the way up to 14th place, are all within 1 second. So Pedro then improves on his first sector, very close to Philippe's first sector there. To see him improve in the second sector as well. He's 3/10 slower at the moment. Another driver who's improving is Clovis, in the first sector at least, and Oscar Pink also in the first sector. We have Diggy Dog, who drove a very respectable race last race at the Nordschleife, the other off-season race. But of course now the summer Supercup, and it's quite a popular race. I think there are 3 servers running at the moment, so and he does not improve, does Pedro Milim. Of course, I'd like to mention that qualifying will start in about 10 minutes, unlike what the practice timer says at the moment, as the server was started a bit late. Locking up there slightly. Oh, when he goes off, there's Rodolfo Abreu. He was driving a very good second sector there, and was still improving. And Kate has improved on his middle sectors, now into the pits. So he abandoned that lap, or has run out of fuel. Runs the cock. A very nice skin there for NASA Racing, I must say. I like the matte colored. With a fast right-hander onto the back straight. Now the next hairpin is very tricky. You have to brake all the way down, of course, keeping the car in line, but you want to make a tight turn without losing too much speed, and you have to get on the throttle for this difficult last sector. And you're basically turning all the time in this sector. No real straights where you can take a breath. And very awkward off-camber corners. And the last chicane left to go. Trying to use as much of the track, and then you want to sort of run out wide, but keep at least one rear tire on the tarmac, as the outside is a bit more slippery. And Rens then does a 49.8, improving on his previous time. He's the third man to go into the 49s, as we see Clovis behind him, I think, also improving on his time. He's now driving 50.4. Meanwhile, Oscar Pink is improving. He's a bit in front of Clovis at the moment. Locking up, going into the hairpin. But still improving on his time. Through the last chicane. One more turn to go. Can he keep it flat out? Goes a little bit wide. Onto the main straight. And does a 50.4. Improves on his time. Goes 5th fastest. So, again, all the drivers getting... excuse me there. Getting very close. To watch with Ignas Abequinas in the yellow Porsche. Excuse me if I don't pronounce the names exactly correctly, but I'll try my best. Correct me if I'm wrong. And he decides to move over there for the red car of Pedro Melim. He's slightly slow in the first sector than both his personal best and the fastest sector, but not too bad. He's only about 0.06 of a second off, and he has a bit of oversteer there, going into turn 6, or turn 5 I should say. Got a very difficult combination, very technical, goes a bit wide, and behind him Ignas goes off. And he has lost about half a second there. So he might want to improve on that. Goes over the line with a 50.2. Does improve. So, well, his time was very good in the first and last sector. It's mostly the second sector where he loses a lot of time. So that is something he could possibly work on, and I can see him doing some better times there. Rodolfo Abreu also improving on his time, and Trabuc there is doing nice. We see a car going backwards, which was the car of Dennis Makar. And then Trabuc in the last corner goes all wheels off track. Does improve, but a little under a second behind the fastest lap at the moment. So a little bit of work for him to do, but well, again, it's very close, and we have, well, 26 drivers who are within the 51 time, so That is very nice to see. It's always nice to see a level of competition like this. And surely it will mean a very nice race for this first round in Barcelona. Track improving quite rapidly with all these cars, of course, and Trabucta there has a bit of oversteer going out of turn 5. And the little bumps there on the exit of turn 6 as Oscar Pink is improving. The little bumps there are very difficult, of course. They upset the car very easily. This is a car that is upset very easily. And with the rear heavy, the heavy rear. But you kind of need to force the car to do what you want. And well, there you go. Again, struggling. His rear tires might be overheating there. Of course, there's something, as there's only one set of tires available, or not one set of tires, but one compound. So these are the tires, the same, similar tires that you're using in the race. All on hard tires. So if you're struggling with these tires, then, well, that's not too good. Meanwhile, Oscar Pink improving again in the first sector. Auto driving improving so far is Ignas Abecunas and Rodolfo Abreu, who's at 22nd place now. But Oscar has had a moment and well, lost a lot of time there. You might want to pass this car or create a bit of a gap. Driver in front being Marcus Brislov. Who's at the moment in 14th place, so and goes into the pits as well does Oscar Pink. And we see Kate improving on his first sector. As Clovis drives a 7th time. No, that's incorrect. It's 6th time, in fact. With a 50.3. Improvement on his best time. And Kate then into the 2nd sector. Using a lot of the curb there. A little bit of oversteer, but not too much on the exit curb. It's turning quite early in this turn 9 and goes slightly wide, misses the apex, but still looked like he had quite some speed through there. Uses all the curb as he's struggling to keep the car on the right side of the track, and of course there's a car there, so he lost a lot of time there. Will probably not improve on his time unless, of course, he has a very, very good last sector, but. No such luck at the moment. As Diggy Dog is driving 50.3, at the moment 7th place. Only 1,000th of a second of Clovis, who's in 6th place. And Clovis cannot seem to be doing anything about that, as he has a slow... Oh, and we are in qualifying, in fact. So it's already 8 o'clock and all the drivers are going out. In first place there, in front is Rens de Kok. Excuse me there. So as the drivers are going out of the pits, Rens weaving to heat up his tires, and the driver behind him, who is, I think, I'm not sure actually who that is. It's Philippe. Wanting to get past him, surely, because, well, he proved that he was quite quick in the practice session there. And if Rens is slow, he will surely hold him up. But at the moment, Rens defending for the place. Philippe then creating some distance. And, well, looks like we have 28 cars on track at the moment. 2 in the pits, so 26 in fact. But 28 people taking part in this race. In the first race of the season. Obviously he drives the fastest lap, but it's only his out lap. Going a little bit wide in turn 1. Can he keep the momentum? And well, I'm curious to see what line. I think Philippe takes a bit of a wider line going into turn 3. These cars, well, they are not using ABS at the moment. The rules ban them, so it's very easy to lock up. No traction control, of course, either. So it's all skill, one might say. Uses the inside curb there. A lot of the outside curb goes all 4 wheels of the track. I don't think the stewards will mind it too much. In that corner. And at the moment Philippe with 2 purple sectors in the first and second sector behind him, so it seems that Philippe will set the fastest time at the moment. And Kate is still in the first sector, so see what he can do. He tried to create a gap behind the field, where Rens and Philippe are more in front of the field. Only 10 minutes, of course, and Rens does a 50.3, and Philippe improves on that with a 49.8, very fast time. PK in 5th place. Behind him, Maroon goes 2nd fastest. We have some drivers very bunched up. Bequinas 7th place. Clovis in 8th. Filet at the moment 12th place. Samuel there 4th place, not too bad. And Marco Ferretti in 6th place. Verboekt oversteer and going off. So yeah, of course this part of the track is very busy, so I hope he doesn't hold up any drivers, as Melly ends up behind him and gonna get out of the way. Well, I think that went alright. And Rens then with the fastest first sector at the moment. Kate, no purple sectors for him. And Gate goes 7th fastest. Rens then behind the car of Philippe. So it's in fact Philippe who's now in the way of a driver. And Philippe does do a best 2nd sector in front of Rens. Right there. Through the last sector. Phil going a bit wide there. The first apex of the chicane. Can he improve on his time? And indeed he does, only slightly. 49.8 still. And then behind him, Rens the Cock does not improve. Look up a better go, 3rd fastest. It's TK then in 7th, goes to 8th place when Rune went 2nd. And Ignas in 3rd place. So it's very tight there at the top. I think it's the top 6 now within half a second. And well, to be honest, I was expecting a little bit more from Kate, who's now improving on his first sector. Again, struggling to brake for the slow hairpin there, turn 10 if I'm correct. But then improving in the second sector as well, and is at the moment, I think, faster than a pole lap. So it must have been Philippe who was reasonably slow in the first sector. Lost a bit of time there. One more corner to go for Kate. What can he do? Again, a purple sector for Philippe Simard in sector 1. And it is Kate who does a 49.6. Almost 2/10 quicker than Philippe. And then Philippe, well, driving a best sector there in the second sector. So he might just improve on the Kate's lap. And Rune there improving on his middle sector, but not on the best sector. So what can Philippe do with a few more corners to go? Again, going a bit wide. He seems to be wanting to keep the speed there for the exit. But of course, you will have a tighter line through the second apex. But what can he do? And can he improve? He does improve, and does so by almost 3/10, which is quite good. Track, of course, improving all the time. So also Rune then improving. Car in the background. Well, I missed that one, but car went around, and I don't think he'll be able to set another lap. Filet then 14th place, improves on his previous time. Another driving improving is Pierre Schlager. In the last sector, going wide, very wide, and the exit of the chicane. Can he pick up a bit of a draft? No. Has made a mistake and lost quite a bit of time there. Goes 18th fastest. Dennis Makar then, not set a lap yet, and is setting some personal best laps, but well, hopefully for him he can improve. As we don't see much improvement in front. Petrol at the moment, 50.2 in 7th place. Samuel in 8th. And we have a couple of drivers there, Marco Ferretti and Trebuch, who are improving in the first sector, so maybe they can do something. As Dennis Makar is crossing the line with a 51.7. 23rd place. You can see how close it is within just, well, 2 seconds. And you're already way down into 23rd place, so looking quite nice. As Rens de Kock is, I think, improving in the second sector, and Kate meanwhile improving in first sector. So all things going on there. With just half a minute to go, Rune surely will be able to set another lap. Goes 4th quickest, does improve. Bequena's not improving. And let's have a look with Kate. In the middle sector. Again, it seems very controlled for him in that that little chicane there, or the very quick chicane. And a little bit wide again. He struggles to keep it on track, barely does so. And this time, braking a little better. Of course, he has the urge to turn in a bit too early, and as a result, or well, you know, of the slightly scruffy corners there, is not improving in the middle sector. That seems to be his weak point. Petrol has finished for him, not another lap for him left. Petrol at the moment in 6th place. Kate then 49.6 does not improve. Is in 3rd place. So it's Rens there who's well, a bit surprising, and Rune, who is usually excuse me there, about as quick as Rens there, or quicker. Heather in 28th place. Heather, of course, who helped with the overlays you can see here, so I want to thank him for that. And Rens with just a corner to go, Philippe right in front of him. Philippe, can he improve? No, he can't. No, he can't, and it is, in fact, Rens who does a pole position with only 0.02 of a second quicker. So a very good lap there from Rens out of nowhere. No improvements for no fastest sector times, but as we have a little friendly tap there from Rune, who's in 4th place. But the combination makes it a very quick lap, and well, it only tells you how hard these cars are to control. So when almost everyone is finished, well, he goes into the pits there, and Abro then the last man to be on a quick lap goes 26 with a 51.4. So the qual results are not working, I'm afraid. I was a bit too late, I think, there with setting that, although I can try again. So here we go. So Rens de Kock with a 49.3, then Philippe Simard behind him, Kate in 3rd place, Rune Janssens behind him, Luca Babetto, Petrol in 6th place, Ignace Abiquinas, I have difficulty with the name, sorry, in 7th place with a 50.2, Samuel behind him. Then we have Oscar Pink, Marco Ferretti, Trabukt, Digidog, Clovis, Pedro Milim, Marcus Brislov, sorry, TKO5 in 16th place, Red Burning Eyes in 17th, Sylvain Villet in 18th place. Then we have Felix Neuendorf in 19th place, Ben Said in 20th, Calamite 21st place, 22nd place for Dennis Makar, Pierre Schlager 23rd place, Team ASD in 24th, and 25th place for Men with Garbage, Rodolfo Abreu in 26th, Rob Lewis in 27th, Eder in 28th, and we have 29th, who hasn't set a time, is just Brelith, or Brelly, I'm sorry. So there you go. Those are the drivers who will also take part in that order. And race should be starting in a couple of minutes. So possibly we can have a look at the grid lineup. Of course, the same drivers, and you can see their times, so I won't name every one of them. But Rens de Kock in pole position, very nice. Bit of a surprise, but always nice to see. And Rens will have difficulty fighting off Philippe and Kate and Rune, I think, in this first race. The race will take half an hour, as I mentioned earlier, and I'm reckoning that will be about 17 laps. So no pit stops. And the second race will be a reverse grid, and the reverse grid will be random, a random number of cars, so no one knows where the cutoff will be, and everyone has to fight for his place. It could be just the first couple of positions, or it could be the whole field. No one knows yet, as we line up for the race. One and a half minutes to go before the race starts. Here at circuit Barcelona-Catalunya. With this, well, it's a very warm track. And let's go over that quickly. 27 degrees. Very hot day. The track has improved. It went from slow to fast. And, well, surely the track will keep improving. Wind speed still very slow with a slight headwind on the main straight coming from the south with the 1 kilometers an hour. Round 1 of the championship, of course, and we will have a couple more rounds. I should have a little check and see how many they are. Six races. Excuse me there. 6 races, with the first track being in Catalunya here, and then the Red Bull Ring, Hockenheim Ring, IR, Donington National, and Monza finally. So anyway, let's head to this race. Out in front there, Rens, as the lights are off, about to go on in a few seconds. I quickly pit my car, and then it is Rens with a good start, and it is Philippe who has a very bad start. It's Rune who's passing him, and Kate there seems to be on the outside into turn 1. And Rune very close to his teammate. On the outside into turn 2. And it's the 2 Dutch drivers from NASA Racing on the front, and Kate then trying it on the outside into turn 3, and is also under pressure from Petrol. It is Philippe then who has fallen back, but also is taking a place back, now in 6th place. And Kate then into 3rd place, behind him Petrol, behind him Ebequin in 5th place. And we have some more fighting going on there. Cars chipping over each other. Luca Babetto in 7th. And we have a car there spinning out. Who is that? Seems to be Trebucht. And in front of him, we have another fight going on. Felix Neuendorf for 20th. Under pressure there. Rens coming out of on the back straight. Right behind him is Rune. Who's also under pressure from Kate. Who's very hard to see with his big rear wing. And all the driver bunching up then. And Philippe going wide into the hairpin. Philippe again under pressure. Luca Babetto behind him. In front of him. And is struggling there. And we see some cars bunching up there through the chicane, all very, very close together. And it is Petrol then with possibly a run up for Kate. All the drivers behind Rens then very close together, and who can do something here? Into turn 1. Petrol on the outside, Kate on the inside. Kate going a bit wide, Petrol squeezing, excuse me, but still keeping it on the track. And it is then Kate on the inside, but Petrol trying to make use of it. Sorry, that is Rune, who has lost some places, in fact. And Abecunas is, well, on the front row of this spectacle, but Rune will surely want to get back the place, and has a little look on Petrol, but can't do anything at this moment. Philippe on the tail of Luca Babetto. Surely wants to make up that place as well. And some other drivers very close together. Dennis Makar behind Red Burning Ice. Still in front, Rens de Kok. Kate in 2nd. Petrol then in 3rd. Rune now in 4th. And Abecunas in 5th place. Excuse me there. Luca Babetto there in 6th place. It is Philippe behind him, Oscar Pink. Ferretti in 9th place. Diggy Dog in 10th. Brislov in 11th place. Melim then in 12th place. Red Burning Eyes behind him. And Makar still on his tail. Clovis watching on. Can he get close? In chicane has a little look. It's very close indeed, but surely will not have a good exit there, as Dennis Makar does have a good exit. and now picks up a slipstream of Red Burning Ice, who is a little bit faster in the straight. So it is then Dennis McCarr under pressure from Clovis, who's behind him. Defends a little bit, goes wide then, and if Clovis is smart, he can take a better line and get him into turn 3. But behind him is Pierre Schlager, who is also trying to, of course, make use of that. And we have 2 cars side by side. It is Ignace with Luca Babetto. Ignace on the outside for the next turn, Luca Babetto on the inside. Philippe watching on. The yellow car of Ubiquinaz is struggling, and it is Luca Babetto then who takes 6th place. And Philippe then having a better run as Ubiquinaz is running a bit wide, or does he? It is in front of them then Luca, who has a bit of a moment, and is now under pressure from Ignace. Tries to defend. Braking hard into the chicane and hairpin, and ooh, Philippe touched Ubiquinaz there. So that's tough luck from him. And has fallen all the way back to 13th place, and that is now under pressure from Dennis McCarr. And Clovis as well, who is has been trying to take the place from Dennis as well. Did he get a bump there? And we have 2 more cars behind, fighting for positions, Rob Lewis and Trebucht. We have all the drivers on the main straight. You can see how many cars it are. And I think it is Rob Lewis who does not make a move and decides to give up for this moment. Brusilov very close behind Diggy Dog. We have cars locking up in front of them. All going a bit wide, except for Marcus. And, well... Felipe is closing in a little bit on Oscar Pink in front of him. Philippe, of course, has been into some trouble, and behind them we have Marco Ferretti on the inside trying to make a move on Marcus Brusilov. No, that is Pedro Melim, sorry. Pedro Melim in 11th place now, and Marco Ferretti in 10th place. And Rune closing in on Petrol, meanwhile in front. Through the chicane, all bunched up. So far, I must say the level of driving has been very good. We have seen, well, a few small taps for cars going round, but with so many cars on track and this difficult car, difficult to handle, as Rune is closing on in on Petrol, difficult car to handle. Still, the drivers are making a very, well, are very nice to each other, I must say. And we have 3 drivers here fighting for a place, for 13th place. And Dennis goes wide and loses a place to Pierre Schlager, who is now trying to get the move on Clovis. As he goes wide, the outside there is slower, so Dennis Marcar might be able to make a move, but he doesn't. And then it is Clovis who is slow, and Pierre is right on his bumper, making use of the track. Clovis defending into turn 5, and Pierre with a wider line, as there we have Dennis Marcar, I think it is, and Trebucht behind him. Well, is also taking the place. So one little mistake. It's almost like karting. One little mistake, and you've lost a couple of places. So very tense there. Onto the main straight. in his slipstream. We have a couple of cars here, and Pierre moving out of the slipstream. Can he outbrake him? Trabuc seems to be aware, and Pierre has to take the tighter line, but can in fact take the place from Trabuc, now in 16th place. As we see what else is going on, Roon still on the tail of Petrol, about half a second away from him. Philippe then on the tail of Oscar Pink, and the fastest lap by Rens de Kock. Rens de Kock running away, would have thought that, and again Roon coming very close in the braking zone for turn 1, but it is after turn 1 that Petrol seems to be able to make a bit of a gap as Roon takes a tighter line around turn 3. Very difficult turn 3. And Philippe in 7th place. Can he make a move on Oscar Pink? Using more track. Oscar Pink with his, well, pink mirrors. And I struggle to read the slogan on the back, I'm sorry to say. As it won't be much better for you with the stream. But Philippe really wanted to get by Oscar Pink and try to make up some places. Because he has had a bad start. Other drivers fighting here is Charles Blilly, who of course started last. Because he did not set a time and has taken up about 5 places, which is very respectable. And Ben Saad in front of him now. And we have a couple of drivers there fighting. TK05, Rodolfo, Abreu and Trabuc, and Rodolfo seems to be defending. Should he though, as TK05 is quite far behind him, and that will make him lose some time. Out of the last corner go Petrol and Roon. Now finally can Roon make use of the slipstream and is better braking into turn 1. He seems to be quite far away, so I don't think he'll be able to. And meanwhile Philippe also not getting much closer. So while the times are very close together and the car is difficult to drive, it's also very hard to pass in fact. Petrol taking a wider line into turn 3 as we saw earlier, but this time Roon is closer. Into turn 4. Right on his tail. As rear stepping out on him, he's really struggling and trying to get all the power on the track and trying to get his car in front of Petrol's car, or at least next to his car. But so far, not many drivers seem to be able to do so. Gaps, of course, meanwhile, are increasing here and there. We have TK05 and the drivers around him still very close together, and it is Abreu who goes a bit wide, but you can't really pass here. But he is trying to set up a nice toe on the straight. Abreu then again defending where he shouldn't really have to, and it is then TK excuse me, with the better exit, and we have another driving, it's Trabuc behind them, also trying to pick up a place on the outside then. TK05 into the hairpin. Can keep some momentum. Has to run wide. Still side by side. Abreu struggling to keep his car under control. Now on the outside in this this very long right-hander. And it is then Trabuc. Sorry again. Who takes the place? Rens de Kock. Extending his lead, 2.8 seconds, 3 seconds, according to this timing. Behind him, Kate. The first couple of drivers seem to be very consistent, and then Petrol in 3rd place, with still right behind him, Roon. Luca Bebeto in 5th place. Oscar Pink behind him, and is Philippe then still on his tail, but so far has not been able to make a move as Oscar Pink locks up. Philippe taking the tighter line. Around turn 4. Into turn 5 they go. hesitating a bit. Struggling on the braking is Oscar Pink. We have a couple of drivers here fighting for 14th place. 5 drivers all within a few seconds. And can Pedro Melim then maybe make a move on Makar? And Melim seems to be a bit hesitant on the throttle out of the fast right-hander. And it is Diggy Dog then, who is right behind Philippe Simard. So Simard again making a mistake. Not as consistent as he usually is. Struggling to get the power down, a little bit of oversteer. And Diggy Dog hits the inside curb on the main straight. And is he close enough to make a move into turn 1? So far it doesn't appear that he is. Or will be. But still very close on his tail. 3 drivers close together. It is then Makar who has made a bit of a gap between him and Pedro Melim behind him, but Rob Lou is still on the tail of Pedro Melim. And Diggy Dog not been able to pass Simard just yet. Locking up again. A lot of the drivers will have flat spots and possibly, well, they will be shaking. And Runden, all of a sudden, very close to Petrol. We have a slight frame drop, but Runden taking a tighter line in the last sector. Can he have a better exit though? And hits the inside curb. I don't think he can make that work into turn 1 just yet. And is then Philippe Simard, who is right behind Oscar Pink in the background. Oscar Pink, who did not seem to have a great exit out of the last turn, and is indeed defending. Slipstream is not that great though, so unless Philippe has very good braking, don't think he can do it. But maybe he can set up a move by taking some different lines there into turn 1, turn 2 and turn 3. Takes a bit of a wider line, goes off the throttle, tries to use all the track, a bit on the inside, but seems to be too far away again from Oscar Pink. So an exciting battle to see, and well, Oscar only has to make a slight mistake in order to lose the place here, the fight for 6th place. Simard is so far having the fastest lap by a couple of tenths of a second compared to the drivers in front, but it's Philippe who is not as consistent as the drivers in front, who are slowly increasing the gap. And there you go again, a little mistake there from Philippe, and Diggy Dog is right on his tail immediately. And Runden, as Petrol makes a mistake. Now finally Rune thinks I can have him. And Petrol will be defending. Will he make a late move? The slipstream doesn't seem to be that great, so he tries the inside, has a look, and Petrol brakes really late. And trying some different lines. Maybe then he can have a move into turn 4. Flashing his lights. Trying to distract the driver in front. And difficulty on the braking, locking up. Arun. And the British driver is a little bit, well, too clever there for Arun, it seems. Philippe not getting any closer either. And we have a couple of drivers here fighting for, I think it is 22nd place. Team ASD behind. Braley in 23rd place and Pins there almost. Is still defending there from Team ASD. So Team ASD had to avoid him there. And no changes there yet. On the back straight are Rob Lewis and Pedro Melim. And behind them Calamid and TKO5. All very close together. Rob Lewis a bit wide. Can Calamid get closer? So far he cannot do so. And what do we see here? It's Clovis who is there all of a sudden spinning. I might have missed something there, but Clovis now in 18th place, who was doing quite well earlier and has set a pretty good lap, I think. And I have to find the drivers behind them. We have 3 drivers fighting for 14th place now. And, well, I have to switch to the front as Petro and Rune are very close. But not close enough, it seems. So, again, fighting for 14th place. Pedro Melim on the inside. Rob Lewis behind him. And goes wide. Does Melim goes wide and loses 1 place, loses another place, and might possibly lose a 3rd place to TKO5. So Calamid and Rob Lewis will say thank you very much and take 14th and 15th place respectively. And then we have TKO5 trying to have a look. At the same time, Calamid maybe thinking he can have a look at Calamid in front of him. Very close. Between now 5 drivers. And this is not a part of the track where you can easily overtake, although you can use all these direction changes to set up some different lines and possibly get a better exit. For example, here we see the drivers in front, and Calamid was trying to get as much speed going through there, and it is TKO5 who is having a look on Melim there. All the drivers very close, trying to avoid each other, and Clovis then behind him. Well, he nearly touched him. And wants to get past. Right on his bumper. Melim on Calamid. Very tricky here. It's very hard to set up your car this way because it's so slow. Of course you have the accordion effect. And Trabuc then can have a run on Clovis. Clovis might have been a bit too eager to take the place, take 17th place there from TKO5. But the drivers are not close enough to make a move. Something we see reoccurring every now and then. And, well, Philippe has to pull something out of the back to pass Oscar. Because, well, I think he's been faster all race. But just not as consistent. And the drivers behind them still fighting, still locking up. And more cars are getting involved into this fight. And, well, of course, in the past we have seen trolley trains, and this time it seems to be a Rob Lewis train, which is of course only a compliment to him because he is defending very well. And And then in the background making a move. We have two moves going on at the same time. TK05 on Pedro Melim. And in front Calamid having a look, but Calamid cannot do anything. And behind them Clovis and Trebucht. And on the outside then is Red Burning Eyes. Where did he come from? Also involved now. Clovis correcting his car. Trebucht going wide. Trebucht are going very wide. Still defending in the chicane. Can Red Burning Eyes have a better line on the exit of the chicane? And again on the straight we see the gaps increasing, and this chicane does not make passing much easier, I think. And cars trying to keep each other's slipstream here on the foreground, and Red Burning Eyes having a look. All locking up. 5 minutes to go in this race, which is about 3 laps I reckon. And Philippe still not past Oscar Pink. Oscar Pink, who has closed the gap to Luca Bebeto in front of him. Philippe having a look, but can he do anything more than a look? As it did scare Oscar there, locking up, but still he is able to keep 6th place. Rob Lewis, Calamid, TK05, Pedro Melim, Clovis and Trebucht all still very close together. Trebucht now fallen back a little bit more, and all having a little look, but can he actually do something? No. And it is then TK05 who puts himself in a difficult position, as he that's not a great line. Ren still in front. A nice gap of about 4 seconds for him to Cade. Cade in 2nd place, with about an equal gap between him and Rune and Rens, both. Petrol then on about 1 second in 4th place. Luca Bebeto in 5th place behind him. Oscar Pink and Philippe still fighting over 6th place, but so far Philippe has not been able to do much. Dicky Dog in 8th place, now a bit of a gap between him and the drivers in front, and it is Marcus Brislov who is in 9th place. In 10th place we have Marco Ferretti, and behind him in the bright yellow car is Ignas Abiquinas. Pierre Schlager in 12th place. Dennis Makar, who has been able to make a bit of a gap between him and Rob Lewis. Rob Lewis, who is still under pressure from the drivers behind. In 14th place, Calamid 15th at the moment. Pedro Melim in 16th place. 17 is Clovis still. Trebucht behind him. TK05 in 19th place. Red Burning Eyes, 20th place. Rodolfo Abreu in 21st place. Team ASD right on his tail, but not close enough to make a move just yet. Brelli, who has had a terrific save earlier, in 23rd place. Man with Garbage 24th place. Behind him is Adder. Felix Neuendorf in 26th place. Sylvain Villet in 27th place. Ben Satt, who is spinning here, in 28th place. Not a great race for him. And it is Samuel then who has pitted and given up on this race earlier. Oscar Pink. And I missed that, I'm sorry for that. But Oscar Pink has now been passed by Philippe. Finally, Philippe made the move and we missed it. As I thought Philippe wouldn't be able to get past. But Oscar Pink running wide and will not be able to get the place back that way. So Philippe up to 6th place. Wish we had a replay and I could show you. And side by side then Pedro, Melim and Calamid. Still fighting for 14th place. Bit of a gap now between Calamid and Trebucht. And Oscar Pink is very close still to Philippe. Philippe, who might have destroyed his tires in trying to get past Oscar. Maybe both his rears and front tires, especially the rear tires, I imagine, coming out of the chicane. And still fighting over 14th place then. About 3 tenths behind him. Behind Rob Lewis is Pedro Melim. Braking very late, locking up. Going into the fast chicane. Using all the track. And Team ASD, will he be able to make a move? No, he makes an error. And almost spins out. And then Burley can make a move on him. So that's tough for him. And I think he will get past him. Although, yeah, there you go. The drivers are struggling now with the tires. All of them are. Trying to keep it on track. And, well, with one more lap to go, it's Rens de Kock in front. Oscar now half a second behind Simar. And we have a couple of cars hitting each other coming out of the chicane. And who will come out first? It is TK05 at the moment who is first from these drivers. Now in for 16th place. So Rob Lewis and Melim still in front. But these cars, they had a bit of a touch. And well, this being so many cars together and the circuit being very tight at that place. As we have a couple of cars going into turn 1 and hitting each other. Some cars going off. It is Clovis going wide here. And Calamite cutting a little bit of the track. Trabuk then in 17th place. And TK05 was the big winner of that squabble. And we have 2 more drivers fighting. Pedro Melim and Rob Lewis again. As Rens is now in the 3rd sector. So while the drivers are still fighting for 14th place, we have Rens in the last sector. Well, if he doesn't make any odd mistakes, well, with just a couple of corners to go, he probably won't. And will take the victory here at Barcelona in his first race of the Porsche 911 Summer Super Cup. And he's really happy to get this win. Kate in 2nd place. Rune Janssens in 3rd place, also very happy. Flashing his light, Petro in 4th place. And Luca Babetto under pressure from Philippe Samar, who has come closer to him. But Luca will finish in front of him in 5th place. 6th place is Oscar Pink. Sorry, Philippe Samar, Oscar Pink behind him. And we have a couple of drivers fighting here still. What happened to Melim and Rob Lewis? And it is Melim who has gotten past. And Rob Lewis. Sorry, TK05 braking very late. And this does seem to be the finishing order. We have a couple of drivers there fighting still. And it's very hard to see who are actually fighting, but well, there you are. The last one to cross the line is Villet, who must have had a spin or some sort. Because he was a bit quicker earlier. So there you go. Rens de Kock, race winner of this first race. And let's see if we can have a little bit of race results. Excuse me. So Rens de Kock taking 50 points for his first race. We don't know yet the starting grid for the next race. So that will be exciting. And well, it surely was exciting for the first race. Of course, we have another race to go. As you're looking at the race results, last man to pick up a point is Rodolfo Abreu in 20th place. And finished 1 behind is Ben Set. And Samuel, of course, pitted earlier. So 27 drivers all finishing within the same lap. Excuse me, which is really impressive. So there you go. And the drivers have stopped on track. Now, would like to try and turn up the game volume a little bit, as it seems to be quite a low volume for you guys. So just give me a second to do that. I'll just scroll over the race results one more time, as it's flies past quite quickly. Having a quick look at the chat and the stream, as we have over 50 spectators. So thank you all for watching this race. We're waiting for the second race, and I'm sorry there. I have to quickly change the servers probably before the race is already started. We're waiting for the second race of the Porsche 911 Summer Super Cup. And as I mentioned earlier, excuse me, a reversed grid on part of the grid, but no one knows how many. 2.5 minutes left before the second race is starting then. Or is it? No, the server has not restarted yet, so we'll have to wait for that. Meanwhile, I can show you this nice trailer for the Porsche Summer Super Cup. And there you have it. So this was the first race of the Porsche 911 Summer Super Cup, and to me it was very exciting. And we have one more race to go for this first round. And we are waiting for the server to get back online. The reverse grid is having a hard time. And with me I have Rens, who just won the race. And can you hear me there, Rens?
I can hear you. Yes.
I
forgot to push the talk button.
Well, there you go. Congratulations on your race win.
Thank you. It was it was a joy to race. It was a joy to race. I think I had a very good start. I saw that Phil behind me stalled, so he was basically gone from the start, I think. In the first couple of rounds, I took it a bit easy because Rune behind me was not. So he was up my butt a little bit in the first rounds, but after a couple of rounds, I settled the pace and cruised away, I think. And everything went pretty perfect, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Well, to me, it was a bit of a surprise, as in the pre-qualifying, you didn't seem to be the fastest driver, and in practice session, it was mostly Philippe and Kate who seemed to be faster, but then all of a sudden you had pole position. Were you surprised?
I was indeed a little surprised. I think everything just clicked in my car. The setup felt great, and I hit all my marks, and the lines were good. So I think I had. I think I was in the zone today, in the first race.
Yeah, well, that's great. Of course, we're still waiting for the second race, and it's correct that you don't know where you'll be starting yet, right?
No, because we have a randomized reverse grid, so anything between I think 50 and 70% of the grid will be changed. So I don't know where I'll start in the second race. So that will be a big surprise to me.
Yeah, and well, of course, you're hoping to get in the front, but do you have any goals for the second race?
Not get torpedoed from the back at the start of T1 and get out of all the carnage, because in the mid pack it will be very busy. So I think the first laps I'll take it easy and see what I can do, and hopefully work my way up. but it will be tough because it is a very hard track to overtake on. So we'll see.
Yeah, we noticed that, especially with the last chicane. In the last sector, people would be pretty close together, and then the last chicane, it was very hard to accelerate. So yeah, well, let's see what you can do, and I hope the best for you, and have a good race. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
So that was Rens de Kok, who was the race winner. And before we head over to the second race, let's have a little look at an impression of what is ACRL, the Assetto Corsa Racing League. That was a very sweet trailer. Trailer made by Justin van der Linden. The Porsche trailer was made by Pierre Slager, who was also taking part in this race, of course. So bear with us for a few more minutes as we're waiting for the server to get back up. I just got confirmation that the servers are back up. And that there is 99% grid reversal. We'll have a look at that. Five minutes left before the race starts, or 4.5 minutes left, so we're waiting for a few more drivers to join us, of course. We have another interview. Interview with Petrol. Petrol, thank you for joining us.
Hello.
Hello. That went pretty well for you, didn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I got a good start, went a bit risky, went down the middle. Got straight into fourth. Had Cade and Rune in front of me, had a little bit of a knock, and got third from Rune. Almost got second from Cade, but he defended really well. And then from then on, the next 10 minutes, Rune was all over me, behind me, and I was struggling with brakes. I was trying to adjust the balance. I was flicking between 56, 57, and then I lost it, and then he got his third place back. So I could have got third. A bit disappointed, but no, I can't complain. Can't complain.
All right. Yeah, it looked very good from here, and I could very much see all the cars struggling to slow down.
Yeah. Cade had the same issue, but he resolved his quicker. So.
Right. Yeah, I saw him make some mistakes, especially on the in the middle sector. He seemed a bit slower. Is that right?
That's right.
All right.
And I was doing the same in the final chicane, which is not helpful because it's the most important corner on the track.
Yeah, exactly. So you could never get a proper run into turn one.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Well, that's a shame. But well, still good result. I think you should be heading towards the race, as there's 2 minutes left.
I should.
And thank you for joining us, and have a good second race.
All right. Thank you.
All right. And then I would like to have a look at the grid. Hopefully we can do that. And there you go. Samuel in first place, starting from pole position. Ben Set behind him, Sylvain Villet, Felix Neuendorf, Calamide, Man with Garbage, and Brully in 8th place. And, well, the starting grid seems to have a bit of a problem, so maybe we can do it this way. It's the qualifying results, but at least it will show the right order. So Team ASD in 9th place and Rodolfo Abreu in 10th place. 1 minute left before the start. Red Burning Eyes in 11th place, Clovis in 12th place. And enter booked there behind him, TKO5, Rob Lewis, Pedro Melim, Pierre Schlager, Dennis Makar, Marcus Brislov, Ignas Ubiquinas, Marco Ferretti, Diggy Dog behind him, and Oscar Pink in 23rd. 24th is Philippe Simard. 25th place, Luca Babetto. Petrol in 26th, Rune Janssens in 27th, Cade in 28th, and Rent the Cock, who of course won previous race, in last place. So, well, this will surely be exciting. We head over to the race as the lights are about to go out with about 15 seconds left. Out in front with a pretty good start is Samuel, defending from Ben Set behind him. Then Ben Set on the inside, and we see cars squabbling all around the field. And Samuel taking P1 into the first turn. 3 cars side by side. The 2 teammates hitting each other and both spinning. And that's a major disaster there for the cars of Felix Neuendorf. And behind him is... hard to tell. Is it Relief? I think it is. And there you go, and a couple of more cars struggling. And out in front still Samuel, and on the outside there is Filet in the red car. All of them defending, pretty much. And we have a couple of side-by-side cars. It is Red Burning Eyes on the outside, and they're touching here and there with Ubiquinous in front now, in 13th place. All trying to get through this middle sector, and cars going off left and right. Very hard to tell who's where at the moment, but so far it seems to be that Samuel is in front of Ben Set and Filet in 3rd place. Well, there you go. And Red Burning Eye is defending from... who is now in 15th place, was defending from Diggy Dog, who's in 14th now. And then again defending from Oscar Pink, who is behind him. And we might have a move on the start-finish straight from Filet on Ben Set. Although, can he do it? Can he have a better exit? Doesn't look like it at the moment. All the cars going through the chicane and cars hitting each other, and it's Malim then hitting Calamide. I think it was him. Trying not to roll back on the track, and in fact I think pits. Ben Set now in front, so what happened to Samuel there? I'm sorry I missed that. Samuel now in 3rd place, defending from 4th place Adder. Cars going wide, Ben Set going wide into turn 1, and then Filet might have the run up. Him on the outside goes Filet, on the inside he goes, and Ben Set on the outside there being pushed, and then some other drivers. It is Samuel there on the inside, and they touch. Losing some places again is Ben Set. You have the yellow car there on the grass. Abreu in the red car on the outside, and behind him defending is is Adder. And behind him Trebucht sliding through the turn. Both defending and attacking at the same time. Defending from Clovis. And then we have in front for the lead 3 cars fighting. On the inside is Filet. And who is now taking the lead from Samuel. So we have a couple of positions for the lead there in just a space of a few corners. And we have another car that's spinning. It's the car of Adder. Trebucht keeping it on track, and Adder being passed by a couple more drivers. Oscar Pink, who has made a very, very good start, is now into 8th place. From the fast runners in the previous race, has done best so far. Although Rune is right behind him, and we have another car standing still in the chicane. It's very tight in there, isn't it? Philippe, Simar, and Marco Ferretti for 14th place. Can Philippe get into the slipstream of Ferretti? Takes the inside line, puts his car next to it, and it is then the car of... who was that? Brislov, who was braking too late and hit the car. But, well, luckily for him... Oh, and we have, I think it's Adder again, off the road. And Verboekt and Clovis then very close together for 6th place. And we have Rune and Oscar fighting and Petrol right behind them. Rune having a look, Rune right on his bumper, takes it easy into turn 9 and then has the better exit. It's a very smart move there from Rune, who is being forced on the outside of the next hairpin by Oscar Pink. Oscar Pink defending very well, as he did previous race more, if I remember correctly. But Rune then still on his tail. And we have Cade closing in on Diggy Dog. So you see the fast excuse me, fast drivers from the previous race moving up the field very quickly. Most of them anyway. Behind Cade is now Philippe, and Diggy Dog is holding on very well as well. And we have Rune and Oscar Pink very close. Can Rune make a move into turn 1? Defending is Oscar Pink. Rune into a slipstream. And, well, doesn't really see the space, but he is trying on the outside. Tries to turn in, but Oscar is still there, making his car wide. And then it is Rune who loses a place to Petrol. Petrol on the inside for turn 3. So Petrol will have the better Rune, presumably. Although he is a bit careful on the throttle, as you have to be with these cars. And Petrol then defending from Rune. And did they touch? Perhaps they did. A little bit of bumper-to-bumper contact. Rune forced again to the outside by Petrol. And again they touch. The 3 drivers in front now, Villet, Samuel and Team ASD. Team ASD being right on the tail of Samuel. And Rune and Petrol still fighting. With Cade now right behind them. Simar behind them. And Cade and Simar have gotten the place from Diggy Dog. And Rune then defending from Cade. Still on the inside is Rune. Cade cannot make a move, but meanwhile Simar will have to try and have a look at Cade. We have an onboard view. The drivers there, very close together. From I think it is place 5 to all the way down to 13th. You see a nice line of cars here. Relay still out in front, Samuel behind him. Team AC in 3rd place. Ben said in 4th place. And we have a move there from Clovis on Abreu. Abreu making it very tight for Clovis, but Clovis will surely be able to to keep 6th place. And Oscar Pink makes use of that and heads into 7th place. Is on the inside for the turn 4. And will very likely take the place and keep the place. As cars are locking up. And a bit of oversteer for Abreu. And Petrol then having a look. And Petrol under pressure from Rune behind him. Rune on the outside again, touching. And there they go. Rune trying to distract him. Making a move. Just having a look. Through the fast chicane. And Petrol lost a bit of time there. Petrol on the outside. And Petrol is going to lose 2 places, is he? Now under pressure from Cade as well. So we have 3 cars here fighting for 9th place. Rune on the inside, Cade in the middle, right behind them, touching again. Petrol on the outside. Petrol has a very good speed there. And we have a car, I think it's Villet, who was previously the leader. Has ran wide, is now back into 13th place. And that's terrible for him. Cade pushing Simar wide, and Diggy Dog making use of that. So as we have all fights going on here, Petrol in 9th place now, and Kate in 10th place. Kate, who is now under pressure from Diggy Dog. Into the slipstream of Kate goes Diggy Dog. Kate defending, Kate on the inside for turn 1. Diggy Dog on the outside, taking it easy, trying to set up his car for the next turns. Taking a tighter line in the second turn, so he can have a better move in the third fast right-hander. And well, there you go, he was right behind him for a moment, but I had to slow down a little bit, so he cannot make a move into turn 4. As we have Dennis Makar on Filet. And in front then, with a couple of drivers close together. Clovis in 4th place, behind... Sorry, Ben Sed in 3rd place. Behind him is Clovis and Trabuk behind him. All fighting for 3rd place. And now under pressure from Trabuk. Sorry. Only back straight. Cannot make a move. Again, it is Simar with the fastest lap, but still in 12th place behind Diggy Dog and Kate. Petrol in front of him. Rodolfo Abreu, who has a bit of slower place than the drivers around him, so he'll be losing some more places, it seems. We have Simar and the other drivers very close now. And Oscar Pink then in the slipstream, perhaps. In slipstream of Trabukt. Trying the inside. Braking late, braking very late. And gets squeezed by Trabukt. Does it very well, but not enough speed there from Trabukt, and it's Oscar Pink who takes the inside line and then takes 5th place. And we have Diggy Dog and Simar fighting for 11th place. And Philippe on the inside for the next 4th turn. Again, we have a little bit of contact between the drivers, and Philippe runs wide, and it is Diggy Dog trying to get the car out of the corner, but does not have enough speed by doing that. And in front of them we have another fight between Abreu and Kate. Kate now passed Abreu. And is now under pressure from Timar. And we have Trabukt and Oscar Pink then very close together. Can he make a move? Oscar Pink on the inside from Trabukt and takes place. And in front of him, another fight going on between Ben Sed and Clovis. Clovis on the outside. Clovis can take place. And he does so. Oscar Pink now behind him. Behind Ben Sed, that is. And Oscar Pink going a bit wide. So Oscar Pink again being under pressure. There's so much going on here. And Abreu has lost a few more places, as Team ASD is driving a personal best out in front. So in first place with a lead of about 2 seconds is Team ASD, Samuel behind him. Clovis then in 3rd place, Ben Sed in 4th place, and we have cars fighting here. Oscar Pink and Trabukt. And Oscar Pink going wide, and then Rune might be able to make use of that. Rune on the outside into turn 3. And Oscar Pink keeping it very close. Oscar Pink on the inside. Rune slightly in front. Keeps it in there, both side by side to turn 4 as well. So this time it is Rune then on the inside into turn 5. But can Oscar do the same as Rune did to him? Doesn't appear to be possible. And Oscar Pink loses out to Rune there. Rune in 6th place now. But Oscar still having a look. Keeping very close behind Rune. The drivers seem to be very similar in pace, and right behind is Till. going into the hairpin. On the outside, Oscar Pink. Gonna keep some more speed. It is Rune who's struggling to get the power down. And Oscar Pink has to settle for 7th place at the moment, as we have some drivers fighting here. It's Marco Ferretti and Dennis Makar in front. And behind him, Abequinas in the yellow car. And again, a few drivers very close in the chicane. And it is then for 4th place, Ben Said and Verboekt. Verboekt on the tail of Ben Said on the fast straight, as Philippe Samar sets the fastest lap just after Kate set his lap. So Verboekt on the inside of Ben Kate wanting to turn in but no space to do so, and then it's Rune who has a look. Rune then has to move out of the way and then is immediately under pressure from Oscar Pink. And again, I'd like to refer back to the karting, where you make a slight move and we have a car going wide. Slight move and you lose a couple of places. Rune trying to make it very tight for Oscar Pink, and it works. It works for him, as Petrol now takes the place from Oscar Pink as well. Oscar Pink running a bit wide. Kate now behind them. And Kate and Philippe hunting down Petrol as well. No, that's not correct. That is Oscar. Oscar is having a terrible time at the moment. And has been passed by Kate and now under pressure from Philippe Simard. We have more drivers fighting in front of them. Ben Said making an error, having a bit of oversteer. Rune, there's no space to do anything here in this last sector, that's the trouble. And then when you get there in the last chicane out of the last turn, it's so tight and so slow, it's very hard to get a good exit. But as Ben touches the sausage curb on the inside, it is then Rune who has a good exit and can possibly make a good move into turn 1. We see drivers improving on their times left and right, as the conditions are pretty close to ideal on the track surface. And Rune on the inside now is not braking as late, but I think Petrol... Is that Petrol? Sorry, I'm a bit confused with Ben Said. And pushing off Petrol. That's very bad luck for him. And then we have Kate trying to overtake Ben Said. And Philippe on the inside of Oscar Pink. So we have 2 passes, and then Philippe hitting. Again, we see Philippe a bit too eager and touching a car. And dropping back a few places. Easily avoidable, but yeah, if you excuse me, if you're so eager to pass, then you'll make errors. And then Philippe then on the inside defending from Dennis Makar, and goes off again into the wall even, stops his car, and that is race over for him. So tough luck for him. And Ben Said struggling again, goes into the gravel of the track, and I think decides to give up as well. So that's a shame for his race as well. Within a space of a few corners we have a few dramas unfolding, and it's Rens de Kock then, who won the previous race, who's now into 14th place, hunting down Mark Carr, but not moving up as quickly as the other drivers who were doing very well in the previous race, like Rune Janssens, Kate, Oscar Pink, Diggy Dog, Petrol, who are also all in front. Filet, having a good recovery, was down in 13th place and made use of some cars going off, I think. But of course ended up very low down in the previous race, but is now still in the midfield, so that's good for him. As Team ASD is still out in front with a lead of about 1.5 seconds. Samuel behind him, also a gap of 1.5 seconds between him and Clover. Verboekt in 4th place. Rune Janssen, a very good race from him, in 5th place. And Kate in 6th place. Oscar Pink in 7th place, going a bit wide, so might be under pressure there from Diggy Dog, who has his own struggles. And a bit of oversteer. Abreu wasn't running as fast as the leaders, and again seems to be under pressure from Filet. And can he do anything? Driving good lines, but seems to be Filet driving driving slightly better lines, and it is more so that Abreu is a bit hesitant and brakes very early. Although he has a good exit here into turn 9. And we have a fight there between Rens and Dennis Makar. And Makar defending on the inside, so pushing Rens on the outside. And can Rens then have a better exit? Doesn't seem that he can. And Makar cutting a lot of the track. But even though it unsettles the car massively, keeps out in front of Rens. 9 minutes to go, 9.5 minutes to go in this race. And again we see him getting further away after the chicane. But Rens now under pressure with his bad exit from TK05. And Rens defending, but TK05 is clever enough and knows that it's very hard to attack with this distance between them. And is waiting for a better opportunity and tries to take a different line into turn 1, 2 and 3. And tries to set up his car for turn 4. We have Abequinas behind Filet now. Very close, right in front of the other fight. As Rens in the background is having a look. And I think it is Makar who made a little bit of a mistake, or did he? And it is now Rens again under pressure from TK05. But there you go, one corner, one driver makes a bit of a mistake, and the other corner it's another driver that makes a bit of a mistake. With these hard to handle cars, that's what you get. And we have Rens on the inside of Dennis Makar. This time, surely he can do it. And in the background, another driver trying, and we have a couple of drivers going round. It is Dennis Makar going round. And Luca Babetto making use of that for Reddy. Also making use of that, and of course TK05. And then Rens de Kock, I think a customer place, didn't it? Or did I miss something? No, it gained him a place, and he was further behind Abequinas, as Kate now sets the fastest lap. But not close enough to Roon in front of him. But Kate seems to be the fastest man on track at the moment, with the fastest lap as the first one to go into the 148s, and is now very close to Roon. This could be an interesting fight. And another fight going on. Inside goes Clovis on Samuel. And can he have a better exit so he can have a bit of an advantage in the next turn? But it is Samuel who is trying to make a move on him. Is right behind him, and I think Clovis will keep the place. And Kate then right behind Roon in 6th place still. And Rens de Kock having a look, and it is Abequinas having also a look, but then the cars are touching. Between him and Abreu, I think it is. And then TK05 also making use of that and taking 13th place. And it is then Toretti, who's also having a look as the rear of the car of Abequinas steps out, but Abequinas can seem to be making a move as TK05 is defending. We watch on board with Abequinas not taking the greatest line, so immediately under pressure from Freddy. And there you go, Freddy on the inside. Can he turn in? Well, that was very close between the two drivers, and he was a bit hesitant and goes wide. Tries to defend, takes a very wide line, so it is Ferretti who goes on the outside, but then is on the slippery part. And it's Luca Babetto takes advantage of that and says thank you very much. So Babetto now into 15th place, and again we have Rens flashing his lights, but of course Rens himself is under pressure by Beckmanus now, who is trying it on the outside, and again we have a little bit of an attack, and the cars again are touching, and Beckmanus goes round and is being passed by the drivers of Makar, and Brelli there in 17th place, Brislov now in 16th place, and is having a look at Beto defending and attacking at the same time perhaps from Veretti and Brislov. And TKO 5 then, very close behind Abieu. And Luca Babetto having a look on the inside of Ferretti. Ferretti going wide in the chicane, and then it's Babetto's rear steps out and he crashes into the wall. Luca Babetto, who has a decent race, now falls back to 18th place. Shame for him. And we have Petrol putting Diggy Dog under pressure into the last part of the lap, with about 4 minutes to go in this race. So I reckon with Team ASD that might be about 3 more laps as he crosses the line right now. And then Petrol, is he close enough for a slipstream though? Oscar Pink is driving a fastest time for himself. And Diggy Dog defending. Petrol trying the outside. And decides to cut the track, and I think he has to give the place back and does so. And then of course has a bit of a better line through turn 3, but can he make the attack into turn 4? And Diggy Dog decides to make a bit of a defending move as he locks up. And then on the outside is Diggy Dog now, and on the inside for the next turn. Petrol having the better line. Diggy Dog goes a bit wide, but makes his car wide as well. And Kate here not close enough to Tribute. We switch back to Petrol and Diggy Dog. Diggy Dog going wide again. They all seem to be struggling to keep the cars under control. And the rear stepping out every now and then. And we have 2 cars side by side. It's Rens de Kok and TKO 5. Rens de Kok right on the bumper of TKO 5. Meanwhile out in front Petrol and Diggy Dog. And then we switch back to TKO 5 and Rens. Then Rens being forced on the outside for the hairpin. What can he do? Can he have a better exit? It is TKO 5 who turns in early. Can he make 6? But no, and he gets touched. Gets hit by the red car of, I don't remember who that was. And loses many places as Rens. A terrible race for him, where he won the previous races and now in 19th place. And well, that's a shame for him. Other drivers in front, well, the gaps are slightly quite big, and Team ASD has lost some time. And Roon Janssens and Kate are now very close together. So still, everything's possible with I think 2 more laps to go. Clovis putting Team ASD under pressure, as well as Samuel is doing for Clovis. And Kate then right behind Verboekt, and behind him is Roon Janssens. So we have a couple of fights here in the front for 1st place and 3rd place, or 4th place, I must say. Now with this small of a gap between Team ASD and the drivers behind him, he cannot afford to slow down to make this the last lap, so he'll have to push as hard as he can, probably. We have Rens fighting back from 19th position to Abekunas. And Samuel now very close to Clover. So the 3 drivers in front for the lead. With 26 seconds to go. These 3 drivers are close together. Then the 3 drivers behind them also very close together. Again, it's the chicane that makes it hard. And final lap then for Team ASD. Can he defend from Clovis? It looks like he can for now. And I think then we have Kate putting Trabuc under pressure. And Trabuc defending from him. And Rune having a look then, taking a different line. Trying to set up his car for the 4th turn. On this Barcelona track. And right in the slipstream, being forced to the outside. And now then for the lead. Clovis very side by side in fact on Team ASD. With a little over half a lap to go, Clovis is defending now from Samuel. And behind them, Kate is defending from Rune. So we have these 2 fights going out in front, and behind them all sorts of fights going on. So Kate then defending in the fast turn 9, and Rune having a very good exit. And will we have a switch for the lead? At the moment, no. So we'll have a look at Rune and Kate. Kate still defending very well, making his car wide. And slowing down on the apex, very good move. But Rune trying on the inside. And Kate surely has to back off a little bit. Rune on the outside still. As Kate keeps it in front, Rune going wide. And then Janssens, well, I don't think he'll be able to do anything in the last chicane. And then they touch between Clovis and Samuel. But then it is Team ASD who will be taking the checkered flag in 1st place. So that is a race win for him. Clovis then in 2nd place, Samuel in 3rd place, Trabuc in 4th place now. And of course, Rune made it very difficult for Kate, but Kate finishes in 5th place. Janssens in 6th. Oscar in 7th place, Petrol behind him. And will we see any other fights? Well, we have a couple of cars being reasonably close. But no fights or, well, car spins. It's Luca Babetto in the last sector of the last lap. That's not too great. And falls back all the way to 22nd place. So that's a shame for him. And, well, Red Burning Eyes having a look, but I don't think he'll be able to come any closer. So there you have it. Team ASD then race winner of the 2nd race, the Porsche 911 Summer Supercup. That was quite a, well, it was a very interesting and eventful race for me, because I'm almost out of breath. Hopefully I can show you the race results. As we have, well, the timings aren't working properly, but we have 50 points for Team ASD for this race. Clovis in 2nd place with 40 points. Samuel in 3rd place for this race. Trabuc behind him. And a couple of cars didn't finish the race. 3 cars of Rob Lewis, Philip Simar and Ben Said, who had also quite an eventful race. Philip making a few mistakes here and there. And, well, it was a good race. I think for, well, the front runners obviously, but I think mostly Kate who made up a lot of plays, so he might be the one who will be leaving with the most points. But of course we'll check that later on. So thank you very much for watching. And well, I'm gonna see if I can have another interview with one of the drivers, preferably the race winner of Team ASD. Drove a terrific race and of course was defending very well in the last stages of the race. So we'll be right back with that. And with me here, I have the race winner, Team ASD. Team ASD, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you very well. Congratulations on your race win in the second race.
Thank you.
You drove a terrific race. At first, it seemed that you were driving away from the drivers, and then all of a sudden, I noticed in the last laps that the drivers behind you were very close. Can you tell us what happened?
I don't know. I was just keeping a steady pace and trying to keep myself cool after the incident between Sylvain Willet and Samuel, which I got past him and led the race. So I was just trying to keep away from mistakes, and I knew I could defend around this track because it's so hard to pass.
Yeah, that was certainly the case, but you did so very well. Can you remind us in what place you started?
I was 9th.
So you drove a very good race then, I must say. And how did the start go? Can you explain it?
We went 3 wide into the first corner. I was on the outside, and there was some collision, but I got away very well, and I was something like 6th or 7th by the 4th corner. And otherwise, nothing really to say. Pretty easy.
Pretty easy. Well, there you have it. Well, again, I would like to congratulate you and thank you for talking with us. So that's 50 points for you. I don't know in what place you finished the first race. Do you remember what it was?
21st.
Oh, well, that's too bad.
Yeah. So just life sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, well. In any case, the second race, of course, was very good for the championship. So, good luck with the championship and the other races. And thank you for joining us for now.
Yeah, thank you.
So there you go, people. Well, I think we had quite a few viewers, around 50 viewers the whole time. So I would like to thank you all for watching to this first race of the first round, I should say, of the Porsche 911 Summer Super Cup, organized, of course, by ACRL, and a lot of people who have put a lot of time and effort in all these things to make it possible. Of course, all the streaming, the servers, and we have all the apps and the organization, of course, of keeping and making all the getting all the people together. As I think this is sort of Roon's baby. So, well, I'd like to thank them all for that. And I'll leave you with the last trailer of the ACRL, or what the ACRL league is. And hopefully I'll see you all in the next race. And I have to take a quick look when the next race will be. If I remember correctly, it's the race at the Red Bull Ring. And they have it. It's at the 23rd, so that's already in a week. So every week from now, there will be races, 6 races in total. Well, hopefully I'll be able to stream them, and hopefully you'll be wanting to watch it. So thank you all again, and have a good evening. Bye-bye.